everyone, another edition of Scoots on the Move, but this one is a PSA and a warning and my probably top ever travel tip. If you're traveling internationally with any kind of mobility device that needs a power outlet. So I'm in London right now, and then after I'm heading over to Ireland for the first time ever. I have been to London before, just for 3 days. The last time I came over to Europe was in 2019, so it's been 5 years. And I'm really excited for this trip. My friend and I have always wanted to go to Ireland, so I've been anticipating it and planning and prepping and spending so much time figuring out what's accessible, what's not. And day one, I had a worst case scenario happen to me, which kind of shook up some plans. So I wanted to talk about it so it doesn't happen to you if you are planning to visit another country. I, of course, am from the United States. Like I said before, I have visited the UK and Europe one other time before when I went to London, Edinburgh, and Barcelona. Didn't have any issues. I was, of course, on my mobility scooter the entire time of that trip as well. So I really wasn't too nervous coming on this trip and thought that I had everything figured out and that I wouldn't have any issues. So to quickly summarize what happened, basically got to London around 7:30 a.m. local time, which was about 2 a.m. my time, you know, for what my body was used to. But we got here by the time we got our bags, took the train into London, took a cab to our hotel to drop off the bags. You know, it was probably around noon, and then we wanted to take it easy the first day just so we weren't exhausting ourselves, plus dealing with the time change. So we walked around a little bit. We saw Big Ben, we saw the Parliament building, Westminster Abbey, Buckingham Palace. So really I just scooted all around those places because it took about 30 minutes to get from one main area to the other. Not bad at all. But you know, my scooter had just been on the plane for many hours, and then I scooted around London. After we did all the sightseeing, I went to a restaurant to get food and drink, and then decided to head back to our hotel early and order in food just so we weren't overdoing it. That said, the really busy day for my scooter and myself. I get back to the hotel and I'm going to charge my scooter, and this is where I messed up because initially I had the converter, I had an adapter that would change the currency, or so I thought. And at first I put my scooter charger into the converter and it was making a little bit of a weird noise, which in hindsight I guess that was just the converter doing its thing and converting. Quite clearly I got cut off in my other video, so I want to continue the story about what happened with my scooter and what you should never do. So I think where I last left off, I was sharing about the plug situation. I got really nervous because I depend so much on the scooter, of course. So without thinking, I unplugged it from the converter, plugged it straight into the wall with the adapter, and immediately it started smoking. Thankfully, I was right there, I pulled it out. Thankfully, it also was not plugged into my scooter, so just the actual scooter charger got literally fried. And then I had to figure out a solution. So as soon as that happened, I unplugged it, of course. I started to panic. And it was at the end of the day because we got in super early. I was scooting all day, all around London, so my scooter battery was pretty drained. And I had to just start researching. I was seeing if Amazon in the UK would be able to deliver something to my hotel with a proper scooter battery charger. So unfortunately there wasn't too much I could do the first night. The next morning I woke up and called all the local shops that work with different mobility scooters. One person I talked to, they only sold them or rented them, but they gave me advice saying that even if I bought a scooter charger in the UK, the voltage would be too high that it would potentially break my scooter. So I really was so stressed. I thought that day one ruined my entire experience of this almost 2-week trip. Right now, I'm almost at the end of it, knock on wood. My scooter's still been having tons of issues that it needs to get serviced, but I've been making it. And long story short, I was able to find someone in London that sold a charger that had the right convertage and voltage as I would need in the United States, but with a plug that would fit here in the UK. So I ended up having to take a taxi there, talk to this guy, he sold it to me. I think that he took advantage of the fact that I was American and that I was in a pickle of having my scooter charger die day one of this trip, and he charged me almost 100 euros for it, which at that point I obviously was desperate and had no choice because I needed it. But then after that, I plugged in my scooter, it was fine. It's been working in both London and throughout Ireland, so I'm very, very grateful. And it was a huge lesson for me to practice what I preach and do my research, and also, have those local mobility stores and shops on standby just in case anything happens when you are traveling, especially abroad. So I just wanted to make this video to share the story, to warn you if you are traveling internationally, do the proper research about what type of converter or adapter or both that you need for your specific mobility device, and then do your research to figure out what local mobility shops are nearby where you're staying, just in case you need that emergency help in a situation. So thankfully, as scary as it was, everything so far has been going good. I've still been having issues with my scooter, but I'm learning as long as it's charged fully and I go slowly, it will keep randomly stopping, but it keeps going, even if I have to reset the battery and stuff. So really hoping to make it through these last couple days in Dublin before heading home. But yeah, I just wanted to share, and if you have any other must-know tips or advice for traveling with a disability abroad or not abroad, please let me know in the comments. I'm sure I will learn from you as well as some of my other followers and subscribers. So thank you for watching, and I hope that this was helpful for you. And I'm also thankful my situation wasn't too bad.